Sometimes we feel a strange urge rising from deep within, an impulse we cannot name, yet it's always there. It might be a vague fear of failure, a silent envy of someone else's success, or a sudden burst of anger we can't explain. These feelings, these parts of ourselves we wish to hide from the world and even from ourselves, are what Carl Jung called the shadow. Carl Jung, the great psychoanalyst, gave it a name. He believed that each of us carries a shadow, a repository of primitive instincts, repressed desires, and traits we consider negative. It's not inherently evil. It's simply the parts of ourselves we refuse to accept, laziness, selfishness, but also hidden creativity or long-forgotten courage. The shadow never disappears. It hides within the unconscious, and when we try to suppress it, it finds ways to emerge, through nightmares, uncontrollable outbursts, or sudden discomfort around certain people. Sometimes, the person you despise the most is merely reflecting your own shadow. But Jung didn't want us to fear the shadow. He wanted us to face it. By accepting it, by realizing that it too is part of who we are, we take away its power. This isn't an easy process, but when we integrate the shadow, we become whole. Within that darkness lies a tremendous energy, a force for transformation, creativity, and authenticity. Have you ever felt a surge of anger out of nowhere, or a burning jealousy when someone else succeeds? We often try to suppress such emotions, deny them, but they linger hidden deep within. That is the shadow. Jung called it the storage of primal instincts, repressed desires, and traits we are unwilling to admit in ourselves. Like a physical shadow, it follows us, present even when we don't notice. It's not just the bad parts, but also the abilities we've neglected. For example, you dislike a co-worker because he's overly confident and constantly brags. You look down on him with contempt. But if you reflect deeply, maybe you're envious of that confidence. Perhaps your own shadow yearns to shine, to be seen, but you fear it. So instead of embracing that desire, you project it onto others and despise them. Another example, you always strive to help others and please everyone, but deep inside you feel exhausted. Your shadow might be yearning for selfishness, for space, for self-care. By denying that part, you lose balance and burn out. Facing the shadow isn't about becoming bad. It's about becoming whole. When we accept both our light and our darkness, we are no longer unconsciously controlled by them. That is true freedom. There was a man named An. Everyone admired him for his calmness and kindness. He never raised his voice, always smiled and gave way. People saw him as the perfect man, but inside, An felt something wasn't right. Sometimes while driving, a sudden rage would surge, unexplainable irritation toward other drivers, an urge to honk loudly, to scream. He tried to suppress it, deep breaths, self-control, but the feeling lingered, like a beast lurking in the dark. Each time, An would ask himself, "What's wrong with me? I'm not like this." He tried to forget it, but the beast didn't leave. It was his shadow, the part of himself he had always denied. His anger, selfishness, impatience, all buried long ago. Then, in a moment of silence, An realized he couldn't keep running from himself. He had lived a fake life, trying to be who he thought others wanted him to be. But deep inside, there was another version of him, full of emotions, both good and bad. Accepting the shadow isn't about becoming cruel. It's about becoming honest. When An acknowledged and reconciled with his anger, it no longer controlled him. He remained calm, but now it was genuine calmness, not suppression. He found freedom in embracing both sides of who he was.
How do we confront it?
This isn't a battle. It's a meeting with oneself. It takes patience and courage. Here are 3 practical ways to begin. 1. Shadow work through dreams and journaling. Our shadow reveals itself most clearly when our defenses are down, like in dreams. Start keeping a journal. Write down sudden emotions, uncomfortable thoughts, or irrational behaviors. Then pay attention to your dreams. Note the characters and images you see. Often, the scary or annoying figures represent the parts of yourself you've disowned. This practice helps you safely explore your unconscious. 2. Recognizing projection. Jung called it projection. When we dislike something in someone else, it may reflect a part of ourselves we refuse to acknowledge. Next time you feel triggered by someone, pause and ask, what exactly about this person bothers me? Have I ever acted the same? Recognizing and withdrawing projections is a crucial step in facing the shadow. 3. Active imagination. A conversation with the shadow. This method uses imagination. Find a quiet place. Close your eyes and visualize your shadow as a distinct character. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Talk to it. Ask, why are you here? What do you want to tell me? Don't be afraid. Listen. You might be surprised to find that behind its anger is a cry for help, a need to be heard, or a hidden talent waiting to emerge. This inner dialogue helps transform the shadow from enemy to companion. Reconciliation with the shadow is more than a single act. It's a key step in the great journey Carl Jung called individuation. Individuation isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming authentic. Like a sculptor removing excess stone to reveal the statue within, we must confront and integrate the shadow to reveal our true selves. If we ignore it, it will control us. But if we accept it, we can finally become who we were meant to be. A mother named Lang always tried to be the perfect mom, gentle, patient, nurturing. But deep down, she was tired. Sometimes irritation would bubble up towards her children. She repressed it, believing a good mother shouldn't feel this way. Until one day, she realized that anger wasn't evil. It was the shadow calling out. It craved rest, space, and permission to be human. By accepting this, Lan didn't become a bad mother. Instead, she became more present. She began setting boundaries, expressing her feelings honestly, and taking time for herself. Her love for her children grew stronger because it was now rooted in wholeness, not perfection. This journey towards the shadow is the beginning of living a conscious life. It frees us from the roles society forces us to play and leads us to a life that is truly our own. Ultimately, reconciling with the shadow brings us deeper maturity, full self-acceptance, and a more meaningful existence. So now, we've walked together through the mystery of the shadow, this unseen part of the psyche that holds tremendous power over our lives. This isn't a war to win. It's a return to yourself. A full-hearted acceptance of who you really are, light and dark alike. Remember, you are not alone on this path. We all carry a shadow, full of fears, desires, and forgotten strengths. Facing and befriending it is the key to freedom, maturity, and a life lived with truth and purpose. If you found these insights valuable, please like and share this video so others can explore their inner truth as well. Leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And now, ask yourself once more, are you ready to face your shadow? Thank you for journeying with the Shadow Reads through this exploration of the hidden realms of the mind. I hope these reflections offered you a new perspective on yourself and the world within. Stay with the Shadow Reads as we continue uncovering the many layers of the human psyche.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.